Good day, loves. Welcome. We are live.
There we go.
Welcome back. We are on episode 67 of the Holistic Freedom Secrets podcast.
Yes, indeed.
Woo, woo. Yeah. I'm Coach Tensi.
And I'm Coach Soul. Probably should sit over here.
And we are co-founders of Ufulu Child, which is a holistic health, self-discovery, truth seeker type home. We bring together artistry and wellness.
Mm-hmm. And experiences for you.
Yeah.
And our mission with this podcast is to cover topics within our 5-prong healing system that consists of the concepts be, cleanse, fuel, move, and shine. And today is Tuesday, so it's Cleanse Day. And we're going to be talking about killing your cravings with nutrients.
Yeah.
A very potent topic that not a lot of people know the secrets about. So definitely get out your pen and pencil, your paper, your notebook, your note-taking digital device, and take some notes today, because this life hack can save you many trips to the restroom that don't feel nice. It can save you many trips to places that are supposed to be healing you that aren't, all of that stuff. So definitely want to pay attention to the information we're going to share in this episode regarding cleansing your cravings with nutrients.
Yeah, and this is a topic we would typically cover on a fuel day, because it's like what you consume. But parts of it, you can also kill some cravings with different herbs, and things like that you can use every day, even if you are taking medications that are generally just helpful and safe.
Yeah, and the way that we thought about it was that you're cleansing yourself of the association of the craving means I need to eat this kind of food. So you're cleansing that idea. You're cleansing your bad mental associations with bad food.
So one thing that is a huge misconception, and I definitely thought this for years until I came across it was a web class, and on this web class, this lady who was she's like a co-founder of this wellness brand.
Barbonu?
Mm-mm. It was Lady Boss at the time.
Oh, word.
Yeah. And she was talking about the link between minerals and cravings.
Mm-hmm.
And that clicked something in my mind, because in the past I had learned from different herbalists like Dr. Sebi or Queen Afua that, we need minerals from the foods that we're eating and from the teas that we're drinking, or any herbs that we incorporate into our meals. For example, like sea moss, like we've been talking about. And it's interesting because it's like, like how when you hear someone say it the first time, it doesn't quite click until you hear it from a couple other people, and then you're like, okay, this all makes sense now, and now I can see the link here. That's exactly what I was experiencing when it came to cravings, because before I knew that herbs were healing and all the things, but I never really made the link between the minerals that we're getting from them or from the foods to cravings, like when I'm hangry, when you feel like you have to immediately eat the chips or the cookies or the cupcakes or the pancakes. That's my Achilles. Yes. So this is something that really like as soon as this clicked, it became so much easier to handle the cravings because I would notice the image come up in my mind. And when you start to visualize the food in your mind, it automatically is like, I need to eat that thing that I'm picturing. But what's really happening is your body is trying to tell you, hey, you need a mineral that I know is typically in this thing, but really it's not the thing that you're seeing that we need. We need the mineral that is likely found in that thing. So it's not that you really want, your body really wants you to eat the chips, but maybe it wants the mineral that the potato had, or the mineral, the trace mineral that would normally be found in the sea salt. So, um, or maybe it wants a good fat. So it's like, wow, brain explosion in the best way because the aha moment took place and it just all clicked. And so whenever you start to notice the image come up, now it's not like, oh my God, I have to have that. But now there's a pause moment. And now there's a moment of considering, what is the mineral that I'm needing? So that's what we're going to talk about today, the minerals that your body's like calling for, and where you can find those in different foods and in different herbs.
And so we're going to cover it in big categories and then give some examples of what cravings may fall into that category, and then what minerals your body is actually asking for. Because here's the thing, right? As Coach Tensi just alluded to, but I'm going to say in my way of speaking, your body does not crave meals. Your body craves the energy bringing and cell restoring nutrients. That's what your body asks for. So when you suddenly have a taste for something, you know, um, fatty, your body is probably asking for the minerals and or vitamins, if you will, that the fatty foods may bring in trace amounts that your body can recognize.
Yeah. And for example, like when we are craving things like chips and popcorn and greasy stuff, so those oily foods and snacks, or even like soda, that fizz, that's when our body is really craving a certain mineral. And the mineral that it's craving, so this is a good time to write things down, is calcium. So it's craving calcium. And we can get calcium from like rich dark leafy greens like kale, especially dinosaur kale. I know that not every store carries that, but just think kale. Also think about your legumes. So that legumes is like, think nuts, seeds, and beans. So your chickpeas, or garbanzo beans, if you know it by that name instead. Lentils. You can get calcium from mustard seed even. So adding in a little bit of that spice. Adding in a little bit of that spice.
So put down the Mountain Dew, put down the Pepsi, put down the Coca-Colas.
Yes.
Put down the ginger ale. Dare I say.
Because that's his.
Even put down the ginger ale. And pick up some calcium bringing foods. And then here's the kicker, give your body 20-30 minutes to digest that and pull out what it's been asking for. So don't think, here's how your brain tricks you, right? Your brain associates what it's craving with, when you put with the craving in your mouth, when you drink the soda, when you eat the oily snacks, your brain goes, yes, this is exactly what I asked for. I'm very excited to get the trace amounts of what I'm asking for. And so you get a hit of, whether it's dopamine or just a euphoric feeling.
More
Yeah.
feeling.
dopamine or euphoria, and you think that this is you are satisfying the thing. You're not really satisfying the thing. And the kicker is when you eat the right thing that satisfies the mineral, meaning something that's high in that mineral content and healthy for you. Your body needs some time to digest that and then pull that mineral out and put it to work. And so you're not going to get the same dopamine hit or euphoria at first. It's going to take a little while.
Hmm.
And so when you put down the soda and eat the right thing to kill that craving, which again, kale, legumes, mustard seeds, things like that, then give your body 20 minutes or so, see what your energy is like, listen to your body, check in, and you'll get your answer as to whether or not you hit the thing that your body was asking for. Because again, body's not going to ask for a meal, it's not going to ask for a bag of chips, it's not really asking for a slice of pizza. That image and the taste and stuff, the emotions, all of that is just what comes up in the mind from your mind interpreting what your body is really asking for, which is the minerals and or vitamins that are found within that meal.
Yes. So, okay, cool. Let's zoom back a little bit and think of this through the lens of the Thrive Zone, right? Because we want to low key be thriving in our healthy lifestyle changes, right? We don't want to be struggling. So, in order to anchor this back into the Thrive Zone, we know what we need, right? We know what we need is the mineral. Now, what also meets these other two aspects of the Thrive Zone of what you would love to eat and also what's accessible to you, what you're ready for, right? So if you love, say, for example, lasagna, I don't
Hmm.
know, which just came to my mind, and you're like, I love lasagna, that's my favorite meal in the world. Uh, but I know it's got all the cheese, it's got all the meat and stuff and the layers, and it's got the pasta noodles. What am I to do? Because that's how I be feeling. Because I'm a foodie first. So here's what we do. Okay, we have to find the swaps. We have to find the swaps so that we can still have the thing. We can have the textures and we can have the flavors. Okay, so we know legumes give calcium. We know lentils are really good replacement to, say, mimic the texture of ground beef, depending on how you cook it. Depending on how you cook it. Okay, you can mix it up with some. Um, if you are down for nuts and things, you can get the little walnuts in there. Soak the lentils, and then when you put them in a food processor, so they're a little like looking like ground beef visually, okay? And then you put that in a pan, brown it with your spices, boom shakalaka, like you was seasoning ground beef. And then you set that aside. What do we do for the cheese? I don't know. Maybe you can go and find some cashew cheese if you're down for that. Or, you can make your own or whatever. Or Sprouts has some cheese alternatives. Like Maiko's has one that's not super melty, but it looks better than nothing. Okay. No, but there is this really good cashew cheese. If you're in Austin, go to the farmer's market that I posted about
Yeah,
earlier, and that one is so bomb and tastes so good in
yeah,
lasagna.
they found the
They
secret.
did that thing. Anyway, so we put that in there, and then for the noodles, you could swap out for like some brown rice noodles.
So you got to find the swaps
Find
to
the swaps.
get the texture. You're not going to fool yourself,
Yeah, yeah.
but you're going to get get close to the flavor that you like and
Yes.
provide your body with the nutrients or nutraceuticals that it's asking for.
Yes.
I love the word nutraceuticals. I will use it
It's
whenever I
very
can.
fancy. It just means the fancy way of saying nutrients.
When you are looking for salty, when you suddenly have an image of really salty food, super salty
Pretzels.
eggs, pretzels, um, chips,
Mm.
you're the cravings killer is you want to consume things that'll provide chloride, chloride. Chloride. So this is your unrefined sea salts,
Yeah,
Celtic
like
salt,
Himalayan
Himalayan
sea
sea
salt.
salt,
Mhm.
limes.
Limes.
Okay,
Squeeze a little lime on it.
squeeze a little lime in the water.
Mm-hmm. Squeeze a little lime.
So
Yeah.
this is what you want, and you provide this to your body. You give your body 20 minutes or so, 20-30 minutes, and you see what your energy is looking like. See if the craving has been, has gone away, and if your brain is starting to now understand that these foods are also associated with satisfying that craving.
Mm. If you're
Um,
craving breads.
yeah, breads. When you suddenly, like Pete, like I said, you suddenly see the pizza, you suddenly see the pancake, you
You see
suddenly see
the
the
big loaf of sourdough bread you used to go to and the grocery store every Saturday to get and eat like half the loaf, and you see that one again.
then the cravings killer for that is foods that provide nitrogen.
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 Where do you find nitrogen?
And you can find nitrogen in raw almond milk,
Mm-hmm.
soaked almonds. Almonds are great for nitrogen.
Mm-hmm.
I'm sure
I think
probably,
also beans.
yeah, yeah.
I feel like beans too.
And look it up,
Yeah.
right? But the cravings killer is nitrogen. So you get foods high in nitrogen, eat them, give your body some time, give your mind some time, and see what your energy is looking like.
Yeah.
Junk foods, acid forming foods,
So if you're craving like even chocolate too.
even chocolate, things that form acid, basically bring down the pH in your systems. The craving, when you crave that, the cravings killer is magnesium.
Mm.
You want foods high in magnesium. These are your fresh fruits. For chocolate lovers, this is your raw cacao, your seeds and your beans.
This is also specific to seeds. Pumpkin seeds are super
Hmm.
packed
The
with
little green
magnesium.
pumpkin seeds.
And yeah, and also the raw ones, you can get them in the bulk section at Sprouts. Also, as far as fresh fruits, magnesium is super rich in dates. So fresh dates, which give that, like, they're a sweetener in of themselves. If you just chop them up and put them in something or put them in a smoothie or whatever, they are sweet. So yeah. And then
Boom.
if you like chocolate, make you some healthy brownies with some dates, with some cacao, at least 70% cocoa, right? Or cacao. Um, yeah, that would be pretty nice. Yeah.
And these nutrients are going to take care of the craving,
Mm.
and you are cleansing your mind of the wrong images. You're
Yeah,
no
the wrong
longer,
association.
after a while, going to see, oh, I want junk food. Oh, I want, super oily pizza. Oh, I want um, hybridized wheat pretzels with a lot of salt on them.
Yeah.
You're going to cleanse your mind of um, these associations.
Yeah. And so the last thing that I just want to touch on before we end this particular episode is regarding the herbs. So when it comes to different um, medicinal herbs that are going to be really supportive to a fasting journey, there are 3 to 5 that I always go to. And um, let me see if I can, I'm seeing if I can pull it up. I have some notes so that I can make sure I don't miss anything. It was in here instead. Okay, so I know the herbs themselves. Of course, we always talk about sea moss. That's the number one. That's the number one powerhouse herb. If you don't have anything else, then at least get some sea moss in your life, because that has at least 92 out of 102 minerals that your body needs, that it craves, and you just got to make sure that you're getting in. And so, sea moss is number one. Number two would be, I would say, let me see. Okay, I just pulled up the thing. Okay, here we go. Number two would be bladderwrack. So bladderwrack is rich in iron. It is also like a sea veggie, like sea moss. And while sea moss basically helps bring balance to all of your bodily system. So your your hormone endocrine system with your thyroid health and just making sure that all of the glands and thyroids and not thyroids, all the glands in your body are finding balance. um, it helps with your respiratory system, with your digestion. It helps with fertility, even. There's some aspects in that. And just really boosting your metabolism so that you can absorb nutrients from things more easily. And that's just big and key because when it comes to boosting your metabolism, that's meaning it's helping with your circulatory system. It's helping your blood get where it needs to bring that good environment to your cells so that they can heal. When the environment is good, I mean, you can't help but to heal within your body. So when the blood is clean, when the blood is purified, um, or that means all the toxins are taken out and nourishment is introduced, then you're setting yourself up for greatness. And then a third herb that I would say would be burdock root. Burdock root is something that sometimes you can find fresh at Asian food markets, but you can also find the root dried and cut up, and you can brew it into a tea or have it as a powder and add it into like sauces and dressings and smoothies. And burdock root it has like a mild sweetness taste. Um, but I just wanted to highlight a few of the main kind of benefits. So it's anti-inflammatory. It is packed with antioxidants. So it helps with wiping out free radicals that like destroy and wreak havoc in your cells. And it's really helpful for skin conditions, for bringing hormonal balance.
Cleansing the blood.
Mhm. And it's also anti-tumor, has a lot of anti-tumor properties. Beyond this, so these are the first three herbs: sea moss, bladderwrack, and burdock. Now, I also add in two more. One is for the high dose of vitamin C, because we know from time and time again, if we're experiencing like symptoms of sickness or like we're struggling through healing through some sort of viral infection, bacterial infection, whatnot, we know that high doses of vitamin C and even vitamin A help, especially starting off with high doses of vitamin C. That's like every day, baby. So, camu camu is an herb that has over 700% of the daily value of vitamin C. So, that's the perfect high dose that you're looking for in just 1 teaspoon of this berry. It's allergen free and it's got like a sour bitterness, so it would also help your liver, supporting your liver health. And camu camu and then moringa would be the last one that I would add in. And that is think of it as like the amplifier, like a megaphone, like amplifies your voice. So it's like super loud when you when you're talking to the megaphone. Whatever the other herbs are doing, this will increase the volume, so it'll amp it up a little bit more. Um, so if you were taking a medication for blood pressure, if you take moringa too close to that, then it'll if you took the medication to lower your blood pressure, it'll do that extra. So um, with moringa, make sure that you're consuming it at least an hour before or after any medications.
Yeah. Sometimes 2 hours
Yeah.
or after, depending on how strong the medication is.
Yeah.
Consult your professionals. Anyway, I really hope that this episode was useful and helpful. Cleanse out your brain's misinterpretations of what it's asking, of what your body's asking for. The brain and body sometimes need to come more into cohesion for the brain to tell you the truth about what the body's asking for, and that's always a good thing when there's a cohesion between the mind and body. What are you doing?
Did I distract you?
Yes, but what are you doing?
I was about to go on a tangent
No,
about heavy metals
nope, not right now.
detoxification, but that will be another episode, y'all. Stay
Um,
tuned.
uh, uh, meet us in the comments with what you're learning, what you've tried, what you're willing to try, and what questions you have about it. We'll be happy to engage with you guys in real community. Like the video, please share the video,
Yeah, and turn on your notifications. So
subscribe to the page, follow the channel, subscribe to the channel, follow the page. I always say those backwards, don't I? And yeah, like Coach Tensi just said, make sure that you share this out.
yeah, this is the point of this podcast is to give you some gems to have you kind of think through. Oh wow, yeah, that would be in my thrive zone. I'm going to integrate that.
Hmm.
Yeah, I can do that. Um, there's some different options and angles when it comes to holistic health, and really in the direction of holistic freedom. So, what your definition of freedom is in all aspects of your life, right? Yeah.
And we'll see you in the next one for Fuel Day
Yes.
tomorrow.
Take care, loves.